Welcome to Interviews, hosted by Randy Goodman, Harvey Callis Real Estate, your real estate professional. Get to know our community, our businesses, products, and services that will elevate your life. Please welcome your hostess, Randy Goodman.
Okay, maybe we are live. I don't know, guys. So we'll see. But it's Randy Goodman here from Harvey Callis Real Estate, and I am super excited to be here with Barb Stuhlemmer. Did I say it right?
You did.
Okay, I love your last name. She is a change strategist and a consulting advisor, and I'm super excited to have you here, Barb. We've been waiting a while to have this happen, so thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for the invitation, Randy. I'm really happy to be here as well.
Awesome, awesome. So, Barb, tell us, this is all about you. So I want to know, like, who is Barb, and tell us what you do.
Well, Barb, I'm a bit of a polymath. If you haven't heard the term before, it's kind of someone who knows a lot about a lot of different things. I got my hands in a whole bunch of different pots, and it took me a long time in life to get to a place where I was able to do the things that I love most, because I wanted to do so many different things. So I'm a change strategist. So I help small businesses, particularly, usually under 50, between 25 and 50 employees, figure out how to create something new in their business. And I'm usually a consulting advisor to the CEO or the owner of the company. Wow. You asked me two questions there. Is that what you were asking, or?
Yeah, you can go on if you want.
Well, I just can't remember the second question. That's why.
Oh, just what you're passionate about.
Oh, passionate. Well, I am really passionate. Particularly, like my core being is to see it and help other people do things. I think a lot of us have this kind of, I want to see other people do well. Right. But in that core being, my passion is around business. So in particular, I've been in small business my entire life, as an employee, as a teenager, my parents, my grandparents, and just, understanding the struggles that small business owners have. And I just get really excited when I see them have great ideas, when they're excited about doing something, when they have opportunities, when they make money, when they can hire new people, when they can open new markets. And I'm really passionate about seeing people and helping people get to that place for them.
I love that. And, I've known you for years. We don't know each other well, but I've known you for years, and just watching all the different things that you do and how you help people, and just how professional you are. And I just, have a lot of respect for everything that you've done. I love seeing your creativity and just your ability to really have people take action and make a change. So I love that. So tell us, is this something that you always did? Did you graduate from school thinking, yep, this is what I'm going to do? Or what was your journey getting there?
Yeah, you know what? I think fundamentally, it is what I've always done. You could probably talk to my sister and brother, and they would tell you that I've been, kind of controlling them their whole lives and helping them figure out how to do things. But no, as a business strategist, absolutely not. I was always hardcore sciences, although I did have a minor in arts, which is a whole different story. Okay. But hardcore sciences, I've been a laboratory technologist, a laboratory supervisor, a manager, so in the laboratory, and then medical device research, medical research, and technical writer for almost 25 years, kind of going across a variety of different industries. And so this kind of strategy and systems and routine and process, that's who I am in the fundamentals. I started a business that did technical writing for medical device and software development companies. And for the first 6 years, I was just like, I love this, but what I really want to do is I want to see the company use what I do for them to make money. I want to see them be more successful. And I was kind of, skipping over the things that I was hired to do the things that I really wanted to do. So wow. I had to do a lot of other work to get there.
I love that, because it's amazing that we don't even realize that all our past experiences and trainings that we have actually are part of what we do today, you know, and elevate us as individuals and really help you be a better person to, you know, make an impact on someone's business. So, you know, I always say I love hearing these stories. And
Well, I don't know if you know, Randy, but I teach entrepreneurship at the college. So as a professor in entrepreneurship, when I'm, you know, some of my students go, I don't know why I have to take that course, or, you know, I don't really have any background. I go, everything that you've learned in your past,
Yes.
every experience adds to who you will be in the future. And it gives you credibility for that experience moving forward. So, you know, that idea that we are who we've been in the past, and we negate it a lot of times. So I like that I like that too.
Yeah, I love it. And I think people just don't realize, Barb, that how much of an impact their past experiences have on who they are today, whether they're good experiences or bad or indifferent, right?
Yeah.
They really have an impact. So I think, you know, being grateful for everything that we have been through, because we wouldn't be where we are today without those experiences. So I love that. So
Well, and you know, as an entrepreneur, you can't, there's really no such thing as failure, in the sense that failure is only when you choose not to learn from what you did wrong or what happened. But every time something happens and it doesn't work out, if you choose to do something about it and learn from it and make it better and transition or whatever it is, you become a better person again. So I don't know if we're getting off, but I really like this topic. So.
No, I love it too, and that it's all good, because I'm sure everybody out there is learning and picking up something on it as well. For those that, you know, maybe don't believe it, or, you know, didn't think that was possible, because I know, like, you know, and yes, we're kind of interjecting here, but you know, when I separated like 12 years ago, and it was like, you know, what am I going to do? And I honestly, I didn't think I had any value, but
Wow.
yet I had ran a manufacturing company. I had raised 4 children who are identified with stuff, including autism and dyslexia. I had, you know, I got a 2nd-degree black belt. I did like all kinds of things, and I had zero value towards anything I had experienced for 40 years at the time, right? And it took one friend who I met through networking who said, no, look at all these experiences, like just totally turned it around for me and said, look at all these experiences. And I went, you're right, holy mackerel, like there's something I can teach somebody here, you know? And anyway, so, you know, sorry for that. It didn't,
no, that's
trying to turn it
perfect.
around, make it about me, but I was just like, yeah, like holy mackerel, there was a huge revelation there, right? So yeah, good lesson for people. But back to Barb. Okay. So Barb, you are making a huge impact on your clients. Are you able to share a story or two, without names, of course, you know, on clients that you've helped and what that change has been, just so people understand what you do exactly?
Yeah, so some of the change, it depends on what the company does and what their hopes are. But a lot of the companies that I work with tend to have some kind of technology that they're either trying to implement. Obviously, being in the background, my background, having years of experience in technology and development for software. So they're either using software in a big way. The company is either pushing out software or some kind of connection to technology, or they're implementing some high-end technology in the background of the company that other people may not recognize as being, you know, you just use it and you don't think about it.
Right.
So one company that I work with, and I actually used this as an example on one of my assignment for my MBA, when I was, this company was for the industry itself has always been in person. So the industry, and I'm not going to share because I don't want to talk about the company specifically, but this particular type of industry wasn't usually seen online, and they didn't have a way of selling things online because of the way things were sold. So there's a lot of process involved in that. So we built, we had to actually kind of open a new industry for that company in the way that the entire industry would be able to share.
Okay.
And they went, they had to grow significantly. Some of the challenges were, you know, how do you manage all this growth? How do you implement all this technology that no one's used before? How do you find the consultant that actually can understand what the change is and understand an old industry to be able to implement it? And then how do you make sure that the people that work in the company understand the difference and, you know, do the work that they've done in the past, but make it so that it actually fits with the online presence, and then make it work going forward too. Because, you know, you don't want them to stop doing this new work. You have to continue to have this kind of work. So it was quite a challenge. And then they had about an 800% increase in 11 months with the change once they got it implemented, because there was so many people hungry for this industry to be online. So it was a lot of fun. It was really interesting.
Wow. Yeah, you have to get really creative there, right?
Yeah. There's the CEO of this company was a very creative person, so they were a good fit.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, great. So tell us, like, give us some details on what exactly you do for businesses, and then we can take a look at, you know, what kind of client out there, or person or business, entrepreneur, whoever it is, what's going on in their business or in their head even that should be reaching out to you. So first, give us a little bit of detail on exactly what kind of results and changes and effect do you have on business.
Right. Well, I did give the one indication of what they do. A lot of times, the change is around implementing something new or trying to overcome a challenge within the business. So if you have, you know, you're not really strong with your competition, or the industry is changing and you're losing market shares, or you want to look at a new target segment, something inside your business, and you're looking to be able to transition. A lot of times small businesses, and a lot of the companies, I said between 25 and 50 is where I focus for business size. I actually usually start with businesses that are around 12 to 15 employees. So when you're around 12 to 15, you're right at this sweet spot in business where, as a business owner, you have figured out how to run the business. You know what kind of challenges you have, and there comes a complacency of how to grow or change the business. And no matter what you do, the whole world's going to change around you. I mean, the technology and everything's changing, and you're sitting there going, my business is doing really well, and then this year the business is still doing really well, and it's down a little bit. And if you're not changing, eventually you're staying still, and the whole world changes around you, and your business is not as valuable as it was a few years earlier. So small businesses that are around 12 to 15 people are like, I have to make a difference. I have to make a change, and I don't know what it looks like. So I usually start with, when I'm working with people, I usually start with some kind of one-to-one with the owner of the company to find out what it is that's the challenge. Mm-hmm. And then oftentimes we'll roll it into some kind of strategy for the company, or a change strategy that implements and gets the entire company working towards a goal for what the company's going to look like in a year or longer. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, I love that. And I love how you're very focused on the niche that you're working with. So anybody who fits that criteria should definitely be reaching out to you. So Barb, I know you love helping entrepreneurs and you love helping small business, but I also know you love to give back. So tell us a little bit about what you're passionate about in that regard and what you do to take action.
Yeah, most of my family and friends are basically pretty sick of hearing about entrepreneurship and business, but because I can't help it. It's what I'm really passionate about. I'm on a few different boards to support different associations that are connected to entrepreneurship. And And I've been the chair of a couple of boards and a couple of advisory boards at the college as well. And I also give back as a mentor. There's a few different programs that are up in the Barrie area that are supportive of small business owners that are just getting started. One of them is called SMOFfice, so it's a small office program that, they have to compete to get the 5 places, and they get money and stuff like that. But I'm one of the mentors that just offers my time and energy and whatnot. And I find that, I mean, when I teach entrepreneurship at the college, it's not what I'm doing with my businesses and their business owners, but it's almost like a give back. I'm getting paid to be there. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Clearly, I'm getting paid to be a professor, but I love it so much because I see these young students that are, making the transition from what it is they want to do and what they think they can do, and I'm seeing them pop up years later, running businesses, having families, buying, being a part of our economy and the community and the way that we want to see our children. So it's more like being a entrepreneur mom or something like that. I'm the mom for all the students. I love it.
Love it. And give us, are there any tips or suggestions you have for people who might be listening to this interview?
Well, we've talked about a couple of them. I think for me, a lot of times people really get down on the failures that they have. And we talked a little bit about this, but it's so important to recognize that that a failure is only a failure if you stop looking at it, if you stop trying to do something about it. So my recommendation is that you spend a life of learning, and that you learn from everything that you do, both good and bad, and find a way to learn how to evaluate for yourself. I mean, it's one thing to say, hey, I did a good job, but or hey, this was really bad, or blame someone else. But having a kind of an open way of thinking and recognize, okay, this was good, but what were the bad things? What could I do better? Always looking for improvement. I think there's a big opportunity in life to really be satisfied with the things that you come into contact with, the people that you have, the relationships, the businesses you build, even if they're challenging. If you have a life that you really enjoy living, you've spent time evaluating who you are in that life. So I think that's important.
Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. So, Barb, how do people get a hold of you?
Well, I'm not sure what you'll be pushing out, but there's a connection for me would be to my website, blitzbusinesssuccess.com. And you can send me an email at barb@blitzbusinesssuccess.com. But I'm also on Facebook and LinkedIn, so I'm happy to connect with people there. And if I can help you or point you in the right direction, because I'm not always the right fit for everyone, I make sure that I can usually do something or get you connected with it in the right direction for your business.
And I love that. And I'm glad that you said that, because I was going to say, what about all the entrepreneurs who might be going, I don't have 12, 15 or 25 employees,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I love that you'll still pass them on to somebody that you see.
There are so many great systems and supports, particularly in Ontario, with the entrepreneurs centers that are supported by the government of Ontario and connected in partnership with the different cities. I think there's like 40 of them in Ontario alone. There's lots of opportunities for people to get mentorship and support and funding and a variety of different connections if you go into your community and find those people. But I usually have some recommendations that are specific if that's what they need.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you for offering that. And thank you for sharing with us here today. It's such a pleasure chatting with you.
Well, this was really nice. I don't usually get to just sit and talk about myself. So thank you.
I know, it's like an odd behavior, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Barb, for being here. And you guys out there, please reach out to her even if she isn't, if you don't fit the criteria of the size of company, but I know that Barb can put you in the right direction because you're so brilliant. You've been doing this for so many years, and I know you love helping people, and you really do help them. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Randy.
My pleasure.
Thank you for listening to this interview hosted by Randy Goodman. We hope you will take action and connect with the incredible business people and leaders in our community. And remember, Randy is always here to answer any questions you have regarding your real estate needs. Be sure to register on the website and stay up to date on what's happening in your area at parkbench.com/millpond.